big warning for people who doesn't like this. I stutter a lot and I talk really fast. So if you guys are not into that, please leave the video now. Thank you for everyone who has stayed to watch this fight. Now let's get Alucard versus Valvatorez up. Vampires. One of the most iconic horror characters in fiction. Ever since the medieval times when they were inspired by Vlad the Impaler, they have made a big influence in the horror genre. So big that they went to other things like comic books, cartoons, and even animes. And sometimes bad romantic comedies. We're looking at you, Twilight. But these two right here are known for even something bigger than that stuff. Japanese video games. Like Alucard, the son of Dracula from Castlevania. And Valvatorez, the ex-tyrant from Disgaea 4. It's your role, the Great Demon, and it's my job to analyze them to their fullest to see who would win in Fictional Characters Collide. The Netherworld. The realm full of monsters, demons, and dead humans who return into penguins? Well, never mind that. In this world, it's always about being the strongest and the most powerful. And this man is known for it. Well, not that much anymore. Ever since the 1600s, this man has disappeared into non-existence. And this man is known as the ex-tyrant himself, Valvatorez. After giving up his powers in the 1600s and his name as the tyrant, Valvatorez went back to the Netherworld and took a name for himself as mostly a printing instructor who trains the printies, or who is mostly the souls of humans that have sinned in the earth to actually work off the sins they have committed. His job was to train them, and he made a promise to them all. If they passed their test, he would give them all one sardine. Why is that so important, you ask? Well, promises are a big thing to this man, and we'll talk more about why they're so big later on. The reason why he went on this mission is because the pretties were all abducted by the president of the Netherworld. Yes, these are presidents of the Netherworld. They're political people. To actually be exterminated. Knowing that he couldn't fulfill his promise, he went on this adventure to stop that from happening so he can fulfill his promise. But until finding out there's a bigger and deeper meaning to all of what is happening. Until he found out that the world he lives in is taken control by one man, and we'll talk more about that later. When you first see Valvatorez, you mostly see a cartoonish, funny kind of guy. But until you find out what he really is, you're going to be totally in for a surprise. When it comes to Valvatorez, there's two things you should know about him. One, his love for sardines, and two, his promises. Okay, let's go back to promises. When it comes to promises for demons, they keep it close to their hearts. The reason why Valvatorez keeps his promise so close and so hardcore is because of what happened over in the 1600s when he actually broke a promise for keeping someone safe, and then he vowed to always keep his promises, no matter how crazy or how outrageous they are. Mostly, one of his promises was telling him not to drink human blood. When without blood, he can never go back to his full tyrant form or gain his full strength. About that, with promises, if he could go as high as not drinking blood, that what is mostly known for great for vampires. Now, Valvatorez has three special moves called the unique moves, just like every other character. His first move is the least memorable and the least damaged move, called the Impaler Prince. The Impaler Prince lets you turn into a giant mouth full of vampire teeth, throw your enemy in the air, and then chomp right on them. During this attack, you can gain little bits of health back after attacking them. It's based on more enemies you hurt, the more health you get. His second move is called the Bloody Hole, which is a literal dark red hole. It's mostly represents a black hole that he can summon from his own hands and suck in any close by enemies. During this time, he suck him into a new world full of red, bloody spikes. Like, no one can really explain what those things are. After that, they'll pop out from the hole and make it close in on itself, causing a massive explosion from the inside. During that, he will gain more health again and cause massive damage. His third form and most powerful form is called the Tyrant Flunkhide. The Tyrant Flunkhide is when he actually transforms, and yes, people, he transforms. This is not a summon, because you can see in the actual intro, he turns into this massive dragon. During this, he can disintegrate a whole body or a whole place. During this time, he's known to be invincible and all-powerful. He grows to the size of an actual 3-story building, and he has the ability to fly. During this time, he is known to literally disintegrate a human body with a simple scream. Doing that can literally take powers of an actual Nova to do, showing how powerful Valvatorez is in this kind of form. But when he doesn't have his unique skills, he has powers and other weapons. The weapon he mostly uses is his short knife or long sword. With these two, he can do quick strikes and heavy hits. And when he doesn't have that, he has a buttload of actual defensive gear. He has the bloody rings and the Imperial cloak. Wearing these gives him a beef up of defense, resistance, intelligence, and even strength itself. These characters are known to go to high levels, over to the level of 999. During this, he gets to a health of over 300,000 and attack power over 20,000, meaning he can knock out an enemy over 100,000 if he gets a good hit on them, all the way to 0. Valvatorez is known to be means to be the leader of the group, but he's not actually the most smartest. He's known to be pretty gullible. He can believe anything that he hears from anyone. And that goes back to, let me go talk about a man called Warden Axel. This man is known to be the most weakest and lamest character in the game, and Valvatorez is shown to be the most badass in the group. Can fall victim to any lie he creates, showing that anything he listens to he can easily believe and be fooled by it. He believed from a 16-year-old dead girl that this whole life of his is a dream. A dream, people. His whole life, he believes now, is a dream because of that. But then after a little while, he finally realized it's not a dream. So back in when he take it out. And when he doesn't go with smarts, he goes with bronze, like I said before. And you can wonder where he gets all this strength. Well, he explains it himself.
Revealed! The kanji for the word sardine is a combination of the characters fish and weak.
What is going on here? Are you talking about sardines again?
Yeah, sardines. Why sardines? He said sardines is the best substitute to human blood. He sucks the blood from the sardines to actually gain minimum of his whole strength. But it's not a good amount of strength to actually outmatch his tyrant form. When he drinks the blood of human, he can gain back his tyrant form, where he can easily knock out defeat an enemy with a single flick of his wrist, or even can defeat the Great Fear itself, which was made by God and was put into every world and every planet to destroy it. The Great Fear is an embodiment of malice that was filled in the world. This thing was made to destroy a world if it was too much malice in it. Meaning that this Valvatorez has to be stronger than the whole world itself, all of its anger, to actually defeat the Great Fear. And to defeat something that was made by God, the all-seeing person himself, God. You have to think about that. If something made by God was made to be unstoppable, and he has defeated it, but then after the end of the game of Disgaea 4, he has regained his tyrant form. How do you know that? Well, in the DLC time loop, Valvatorez is shown to be in his tyrant form again. You can say that it's just a DLC, but this DLC has taken place after Disgaea 4, showing that his loved one is back, and he has gained back his full tyrant form. The reason you can find out this is after the happenings of Disgaea 4 is because all the characters from the game is still there. If this was from the past, they wouldn't be there. So this is showing that Valvatorez has gained his tyrant form, but it's been a long time since he used it, so he might not be at full power with it during this time. And now with the feats of Valvatorez, he has covered a lot of feats. He has defeated the president of the Netherrealm, defeated the judge and leader of Earth named Judge Nemo. To stop the moon from falling to Earth, exploding on Earth, and turning into a black hole going to eat Earth. All on the same day. He has defeated the Great Fear, like I said before. He has turned up against God. He has shown to survive heavy hits, automatic gunfire, plasma shots, survived a man-made weapon monster. He has shown to be as durable as a tank, or even more. But Valvatorez does have weaknesses. He is gullible, and if he doesn't pay attention to a fight, he will lose. But he has survived some things. He survived the A virus, which was turning everything into a warden axle. And he has survived by sheer willpower alone from it. The power of the A virus is mostly known by if you lose your willpower, you will turn into a warden axle. And with his own willpower, he has survived it. Even though there was a cure, he didn't take it because it was the blood of the angel that he needed to take to actually survive. So that means after everyone took it and he still had the A virus in it, his whole own willpower alone has kept him alive from turning into a warden axle. So overall, Valvatorez is a powerful vampire with unspeakable limits, but without the blood of a human or other being, he cannot turn to his tyrant form, and he can also be pretty gullible. From one vampire to another, let's go to Alucard from Castlevania. Alucard made his first appearance in the game of Castlevania, Dracula's Curse, and then became a main character and protagonist in Symphony of the Night. He is the half-son of Dracula, who's the Prince of Darkness, and the son of Lisa Alucard, who is also a Dathomir. He is a Dathomir, meaning he's a half-human, half-vampire. His mother's death and admiration of humanity has caused him to go against his father. In the Dracula's Curse, he fights against his father alongside the vampires, hunters, and the Bellamont clan. And he is featured in the protagonist, Symphony of Night. Alucard is the presence in the Castlevania area of Sorrow. When you talk about Alucard, you mostly know about his weapons. His Alucard sword, it has a stat of attribute cut, attack plus 60, and can teleport him from behind his enemies to clear quick strike. And when equipped with the Alucard shield and mail, all stats are plus 5 and all 50 plus 3. His Alucard shield increases ammunition when it blocks projectiles. His stamina is plus 515, defense plus 512. And equipped the Alucard sword and Alucard mail, all his stats are again increased. When Shield Rod spell is placed, 255 damage is dealt on contact, and the effect has an 80-second limit. Time will be drained and the shield is held up. Strong defense against all types of attacks, and recovers 8 HP, 1 ammunition, and grants 3 seconds of invulnerability. When in Shield Rod state, Shield Rod state can be cancelled if MP reaches 0. The Alucard mail reduces flinchings to attacks. Attributes fire plus 10, ice plus 10, lightning plus 10, defense plus 24, health plus 30, magic plus 12, mind plus 8, and then equipped with everything else, it again increases everything. The Twilight Coat or the Black Coat is stats of everything in him with fire plus 15, ice plus 15, darts plus 10, health points plus 100, magic points plus 13, death plus 18, luck plus 8, and intelligence plus 2, with concentration plus 10. His Necklace of J increases his defense by 5. The Dragon Helm frightens enemies and lowers his defense. Attack plus 4 and defense plus 8, health points plus 6, and health and strength plus 4. The Alucard Spear is one of his quicker attacks, which allows cut, attack plus 35, and can shoot actual lasers from the tip. The Ring of Vows increases his intelligence by 10, Heart of Lad immune to curses, and Rib of Lad does 10 concentration. Tooth of Lad does 10 plus strength, and Eye of Lad plus 10. You could say that Blanding Pair really influences man with his abilities. Murasama drains his enemy's blood kind of like a vampire, which is. But it also lowers his attack by 5 and defense by 5, can increase both stats through blood drain and constant dark methods. Metamorphosis effect. The Moon Sword stay attribute is a cut. 2 can be thrown at the same time and attack with a sweeping arc. Attack is plus 40. Attack plus 80 in total, and defense is lowered by 4. The Heaven Sword lets him throw out in return special attacks and summons more damage and shoots out, and with a horizontal slash. And the Heaven Sword that does great damage against vampire enemies. The Valvatorez can slash 4 airwaves, does not need to stay in place to fire all 4, and has attack base of 30 or more. Enhanced striking speed and strength, covers hands with a blue aura, and shoot home and projectiles and throw a flurry of punches. Attack plus 38 and defense plus 5. The Mouthing Sword can perform shield rod spells, attack during night and plus 2. His shield rod spells can attack 39 and does 2 more defense. And then we got the shield spells. The Alucard shield summons all shields and gives an attack ratio of 255. Alucard shield does nothing happens. The leather shield is summons a cow and increases defense by 20. Knight shield summons a horse and increases attack by 20. Shaman spell summons a Pegasus and increases intelligence by 20. The Herald shield summons a spirit and grants immunity to fire and thunder attacks. The Goddess shield summons a goddess and grants immunity to dark attacks. The Axe Lord shield summons Axe Lord to attack enemies. Dark shield summons a giant floating and running skulls to attack enemies. Fire shield summons fire dragons to attack enemies. Iron shield attacks and summons a giant knight with twin swords to attack enemies. The Skull shield summons a amount of skulls to attack enemies. Medusa shield will fire beams at enemies and freeze them. Woundland shield summons lions to immobilize and attack enemies. Oh, this man has a lot of weapons and we're still halfway through, guys. Projectiles. These are infinite and function like to normal weapons for Alucard. The boomerang does exactly what it says. You can throw it and it comes right back. Actually, does attack of 30. Fire boomerang is a boomerang on fire, so it does the same but does more damage with attack of 50. Shuriken is exactly what it sounds like again. All of these are just what they say. A cross shuriken is a holy shuriken doused in angel essence to actually affect the monsters and demons even more. Attack is plus 70. The Yagi shuriken is an extremely powerful shuriken that does attack of 90 damage. The flame shuriken is a shuriken on fire that does attack of 100. The Bawaka knife, a floor knife that moves in a swirling motion similar to Medusa's head. Attack plus 30, and the iron ball is exactly what it sounds like. The javelin, do I even need to say it? Do I really need to say what javelin is, people? It does attack of 50. A magic missile summons a bow that shoots a magical arrow. Attack plus 30, and Monster Vow 1 summons an ally merman for a short time. Attack 40. And there's tons and tons more. He has amounts of spells like Darkness, Metamorphosis, Sword Brother, Summon Spirit, Tetra Spirits, Hellfire, Soul Steel, Wing Smash, and Wolf Charge. His physicality is Superhuman Strength, where you can lift over a class 10. His striking strength is a class KJ, that means, how can I explain this? He can go faster than a human eye when it comes to sports moves. He has superhuman speeds, can strike 35 times in a second without the use of a fist. Talkers. 2 goes. Child's speed is a superhuman durability, has no regeneration, meaning he can retain certain body parts like ears, toes, and fingers, but anything else he can't regen. He survived lightning strikes and hellfire attacks without his armor. He can leap from great heights without getting hurt. Alucard has many amazing feats. He has defeated his father Dracula, who is known as the Prince of Darkness, by himself. He's constantly destroyed demons of Dracula's force, saw right through the wiles of a succubus, overpowered the entity of death, killed court Orliks, or better known as Nosferatu, defeated Galamoth, who was trying to take over Dracula's army, fought his way through his father's normal and inverted shadow. And if you ever play Symphony of the Night, we all know how crazy that place was. Slew his father Count Dracula and the Prince of Darkness twice, and that's mostly what he's done. But his weaknesses are another question. As he's a worse at long-range games. Mostly he's just weak on long-range weapons. He has also had the rules of a vampire, meaning he cannot be in the light. Holy weapons will affect him. Going to shake through his heart will kill him, and anything based on vampire logic in the real world can affect him. Overall, Alucard is a strong man with a powerful moveset and magical spells, and has taken down Dracula on multiple occasions, but he still is bound by the laws of original vampire. Okay, the combatants are set. Let's settle this once and for all. It's time for Fictional Characters Collide. What an amazing fight, people, and remember to go check out the Maker Speed Zone 52 link in the description to see more of his fights. Now, the reason why Valvatorez will win this fight is mostly because of his speed and durability. But yes, Alucard has the magic and the weapons advantage, but Valvatorez has fought people with more heavy artillery than he has ever had. And plus his durability. He has survived the Great Fear, who is known to destroy the Earth in one hit. The Earth can withstand up to 17,000 nuclear warheads at once, meaning Valvatorez is stronger than 17,000 nuclear warheads. But remember this, that strength is only 25% of his full strength, meaning he can go over 64,000, he can be the strength by 64,000 nuclear warheads. And remember, that's not even full time when he's even in his tyrant form. He has also fought against God and other beings, just like what Dracula has faced. And you could say that the holy weapons that Dracula has can affect Valvatorez, but in the Disgaea world, vampire rules don't really exist. They explained multiple times that all these things are just rumors that humans made about vampires. They have shown to be in the sun, be in churches, going near crosses and stuff like that before. Fought against angels who have, holy. So we have to give this win to Valvatorez. And also, one more thing. His ultimate form, the Tyrant Flunku, has immense power to disintegrating a human body with ease. No matter how durable he is, that can destroy solid brick, human bodies, machinery, all with ease. So when he gets attacked by the Tyrant Flunku, he will get vaporized. So we have to get this win to Valvatorez.
I know lots of things.
Lots of things.